Hi, how are you? By the time we get to the end of the video, which is about 16-17 minutes long in length, this is what I will have accomplished. I've cut 2 waistband pieces of muslin and 2 belt loop pieces of muslin. I'm going to make belt loops out of this muslin. So I've got 2 copies of each, and like I mentioned in the video, the rest of the pair of jeans is just 1 copy of each piece of the jeans. So this is where we'll end up when we get to the end of the video. In the next video, I'm actually going to make the waistband and the belt loops, the 7 belt loops, and cut them as well. You can see the tools that I used to make these pieces of muslin. So there you go. I hope you enjoy. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. It would be appreciated. Thank you. Here we go. Hi there. I'm just getting started with the waistband, and what I'm doing right here, right now, is I'm just squaring up this edge here because it's slightly angled. That is more or less, that top edge is more or less level and straight. And I'm using my carpenter square, the larger one, because I have a smaller one as well, like that size. But that one was good enough. There's my steel ruler. And so all I'm going to have to do is cut off a piece here to square it up correctly. Here's the belt loops from the old jeans that I tore apart, the old Wrangler jeans. There's the buttonhole. And then at the other end, and there's the punched in steel button. And the markings and measurements I have on here are as follows. This distance from the middle here to here is 1 3/4 inches. Same down here, 1 3/4 inches. The whole length is 43 inches, and the whole top to bottom, when you add the 1 3/4 together, should come out to 3.5 inches. So that's the size of the waistband that I'm going to plot out here on the muslin, and I'm going to make probably 2 or 3 of these. Well, I'll say 3 of them at least, because I'm absolutely new. I've never done this before. That I'm going to have to do it more than once. And I had talked about sewing with Ellen, awesome sewer, that awesome sewist in Holland. You know, I'm remembering that she made 5 pairs of jeans out of muslin before she made her first pair of jeans out of denim. You know, even when she got into making the 5 pairs of muslin pants, she was already a very experienced sewer, a very experienced sewist. And I am not. I'm really a junior experienced sewist or sewer. So that's what I'm working on now. That's how I'm starting it out and starting to figure out how things are going to be. Now, I don't know that this is necessarily correct. That's why I'm going to do 3 of them. I'll probably just do this one for now and set it up with the yoke and see if I can learn how to think, putting the waistband together with the yoke, which goes on the back of the pants, right, and then the 2 front pieces of the pants of the muslin jeans. So that's where I'm at. I hope you're having a great time. I am. I'll check back with you later. Now I've moved to my smaller portable, what I call the portable cutting mat. I've moved it over onto the ironing board, which I use as my workbench. And I'm going to use the rotary cutter to cut this edge to get it nice and straight, to get it flush. As you can see, I've got the smaller carpenter square, and I've got it lined up correctly, I believe. And I've got the long edge along the top there, and then I've got the smaller 8-inch edge, actually where I'm going to do the cutting. So I'm going to start down here, And very slowly and carefully take it up and down like that a few times. And I want to push down on the wheel, on the cutter. I don't want to push it sideways or over. There, that's coming along. Now I'm going to turn it since I have the line started, and I can use the top of the line here as a marker. Now these shears that I'm using here, these are dollar store scissors, cloth shears, tailor shears. They're dollar store, they're cheap, like $5 Canadian, probably $3.50 US. So I use them for the little bit of trimming and stuff that I have to do on the muslin. And you know, I have my nice 9-inch tailor's shears here. They say Singer on them. You know what that's all about. And then also, I'm still in love with my 12-inch tailor's shears, which I don't really need to use on this job right now. Not yet, anyway. So that's how I've squared it up. Now I'm going to put the waistband back on there and cut out a muslin waistband. Here I am with the larger carpenter square again. And I've got everything lined up. There's a little divot in there so I can actually see the little bit of threads kind of sticking along there. And I'm really happy with that. So I'm going to start right about, where's my new clean edge? It's right here on the chalk. And I'm being really gentle here because I don't want to ruffle or pinch the muslin as I push it. And then using my left hand, because I'm right-handed, just going to go down like that. And I don't have a line there because that's where the square was sitting, so I'll line it up on my blue chalk line. There. Now I'm going to pull it all up and put the square on again and go the rest of the way on the 43-inch long piece of muslin for the waistband. Now I'm ready to put a chalk line down the rest of the way. And it's okay if I mistakenly make it a little larger, because then I'll always have enough on the muslin that I can cut it back to the right size once I've got it on the pants and get it sized up that way. So then while I'm here, I'm going to go right to the end, stretch that out a bit, and make the end line there, like that. Knowing that it's not entirely accurate, but it's certainly ballpark accurate. It's in the ballpark. So that's all nicely lined up there. I think there's a little bit that I just wanted to get right here. There. So now I'm going to be able to get my cutter and cut those parts off. Maybe since I'm going to make, well, I'll measure out the other ones later. For now I'll just do this. And I try to stay on the outside of the blue chalk lines that I've made, so that I always have, if I err by having too much, not too little. I haven't done much of this in the last, well, it's probably been a week or a little more. So it's nice to get back to the cloth and working on it. I sometimes do prefer the scissors because the rotary cutter here, it requires more concentration as far as being careful. So we're getting some, but I'm missing some too. And it's a whole lot easier if I do it now, while everything is still lined up the same. But I'm glad I'm back to the hands-on stuff, measuring and cutting. Because like I said, I haven't done much in the last week or so, probably a week or two actually. And it all takes practice. And there's always going to be errors or mistakes. The more you do, the better you are. So now I've got two. So I'm going to put this muslin away and get ready to see what I do next with my two pieces for my waistband. So here's all the belt loops laid out. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm just going to I'm not going to draw all the way down right now. I'm just going to make a line there, line there. I've pretty much got the ruler where I want it. But I do have to move it down a bit because I didn't have enough on the cutting board to put the whole piece out. So there, I can make the last one right about there. How are we doing? Have I got you in the frame still? I still do, sorta. I know I'm awful for getting off frame and then talking and you can't see what I'm yammering about. I think that'll work. Wonderful. let's go for the big gun. I enjoy doing this. It's slow and quiet, and I think it's sort of meditational for me, you know. And every move is progress. Every time I take a little cut of cloth off, it's, yeah, the project's moving ahead. There, so there's my 2 strips of muslin, and each one of them I'll get 7 belt loops out of. I only need 7, but I'm going to have 14, and so I'll be able to practice with 14 is good to practice with. Anyway, it's coffee time. I'll meet you back here in a bit. So to recap just before coffee, on the 2 strips on the left are the belt loop strips of muslin, and the 2 wider strips on the right that are folded over are the 2 waistband muslin pieces. All the rest of my stuff is over at the other desk, and that's the, you know, the front and back, left and right sides of the legs, and the pockets, and the yoke. There's 2 pieces of yoke, but for all the other pieces I only have one set. I don't have doubles or triples. So I've got enough to get started, and I'm hoping that once I get started on the bigger stuff, I'm able to, you know, I may have to stop, take a break, and cut the bigger pieces, like for the legs and the yoke and all that other stuff, if I make a big error. But nonetheless, I've got a whole set of muslin jeans supplied here with the muslin now. So we made it to the end. Thank you for making it to the end if you did. And I did have a coffee, but onward and upward. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the next video is going to be actually making these and setting them aside with the rest of the jeans for putting it all together in muslin. And please do subscribe if you can. Take care of yourselves, have fun, and we'll meet back here soon. Ciao, amigos.